There is a really difficult reckoning here when you realize that your life is really not what it must be. You are not living the life you are meant to live. You are not being true to yourself. You have gone far afield and must now find your way back. You become lost in the world. It has captured you. It has conditioned you. It has persuaded you to be a certain way, to act a certain way, to behave a certain way, to meet certain social requirements, to meet the expectation of your family or your culture or religion or all of the above. And you feel lost. And somehow you can't shake this feeling anymore. You can't lose yourself in constant stimulation. You can't lose yourself in your job. You can't lose yourself in pursuing a romance. You can't lose yourself in your hobbies or your fascination. Because fundamentally you're not right with yourself. And if you are not right with yourself, you are not right with the people you are with. You're not right with your circumstances. Everything is out of sync because you are out of sync. And you are frustrated. And you have a kind of anger that doesn't seem to be related to anything in particular. It can be stimulated by disappointment. It can be stimulated by your inability to express yourself. It can be stimulated by disappointment in the world. But it really is something else. It's more fundamental. And it's more protracted within you. You can tell yourself, well, I'm living such a wonderful life, I have so many advantages, or at least I am better off than those people over there. So many worse things could be happening to me, so I should be thankful, I should be grateful. But inside, something is really missing. And you can't talk yourself out of it. Because you are not right with yourself. You are not living the life you are meant to live. And while other people seem to be content, or perhaps more correctly, resigned to their circumstances, you can't seem to do this anymore. You cannot simply resign yourself and say, well, it is really okay, it is life, or it is what I must do. Because it is not honest. It does not matter that everyone seems to be fairly satisfied. It is your own recognition within yourself. It is like God has hooked you and you are a fish, and it takes a long time to reel you in because you are so far out there, you are so resistant, and you are fighting and you are struggling, and God is reeling you in. But you are fighting, you are struggling, you are trying to go somewhere else. And you are overcommitted to a life that isn't really your real life. It is so important here to come to face this. Because life on the outside will continue to be frustrating and disappointing. And you will continue to have difficulty expressing yourself with other people. But you must come to terms with this and face this question: am I really living the life I'm meant to live? Not that I want to live, but that I am meant to live, that I must live. If you are not sure, then you need to keep asking. Ask yourself, will I be content living the rest of my life under these circumstances and with my current understanding and current values? It is really asking the same question, but using different words. Am I really fulfilling my greater abilities and potential here? Am I really doing what God sent me into the world to do? Am I really engaged with the right people? Am I really in the right place? Engaged in the right activities? These questions are all very similar because they are attempting to penetrate a deeper reality within yourself and ask very fundamental questions about your life. You may not have an answer to these questions right away, but the fact that you are asking them and continuing to ask them, that is what is important. These are not questions that are intellectual games. They are not questions you simply answer with a statement or a sentence or a definition. There are inquiries, there are explorations. It's like you are mining for gold. The nuggets are not sitting out on the surface. You just pick them up. You have to dig for them. Here you have to dig within yourself. Take time out from your busy, overwrought schedule and begin to concern yourself with these kinds of questions. So the first thing to understand is you are born with a greater purpose. The second thing to understand is that knowledge, this deeper intelligence that God has placed within you, knows this purpose and is keeping it for you, awaiting the time when you desire it and helping you to prepare for it, guiding you and protecting you for this greater purpose. It is not an intellectual understanding. You will not walk around every day having a firm conviction and belief that you know why you are here and what you are doing, because it is not like that. You have to live this. It reveals itself as you live it. People want the answer before they will do the investigation. They want to know what the outcome is going to be before they involve themselves. It is not like this. It is like taking a journey you did not create for yourself, a journey that has been waiting for you for so very long. You take it because you must know the truth about your life. Perhaps you have tasted enough sorrow and pleasure in this world to realize that they are only tastes and they do not represent who and what you really are. That you cannot be satisfied with what other people are trying to be satisfied with. That you are not in the world to simply be a consumer, a locust upon the world, consuming everything in sight. That there is really a greater purpose for your coming and for your being here.